I bet you guys didn't see this one coming. Because you know what? I sure didn't. But I'm here. And I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to see things. And I'm ready to figure out where the hell that I left off because I can't remember. For the life of me. Oh wow, already getting a hydrate or dehydrate as soon as I start. You know what? That's pretty fair. I need to drink a little bit more water today, not gonna lie. Especially cause y'all know, when it comes to Great Ace Attorney games and me, I love putting voices to characters. So I'm gonna need lots of water that I can. Thank you, Tim, for that hydrate or dehydrate. Welcome guys, happy Saturday. A little bit later than what I normally stream, but today was a cause for celebration. And the fact that my roommate has just passed today is licensure exam. And we all went out to celebrate it. So I'm very, very much full of bubble tea and ramen and karaage chicken. So I'm set for the night. I'm ready to settle in. I'm ready to provide with you some very, very funny voices for a bunch of funky characters of a very good game that I've been playing for a while. That kind of took a hiatus, and now it's back. I know. And everyone has the right. Everyone has the right. And what I mean by everyone is M and Colby, my friend Colby, to call me out for getting back into this game. As late as it is. I know, I'm finally getting back to this. I'm gonna need a recap, too. A really, really, really bad recap. So I'm gonna have to look through a little bit of the chat log when I get back in. Oh, my roommate, today he took it's called a licensure exam. Because he's a social worker. So I can't explain too much on it because I know he can explain it a little bit better, but it's like he's like a step above his current position right now. And he can actually have like a license to do stuff in the state that we live in. So you know what? It's like good for him. We had celebratory ramen. It was very yummy. And now we're back and I'm ready to get into the game. I can tell you now, though, this might not get finished tonight, only because I have no idea how much farther I need to go. It's still kind of, I want to say in the middle, maybe in the beginning towards the middle of the trial, I don't know. All I remember is we have some Mario and Luigi ripoffs that are coming up. Oh, I gotta keep you little funnies up here. The live Nash reaction is just the best. And we can't forget Sholmes's, I should say. Sholmes's, the floor is made of floor. We were mid-trial. Okay, mid-trial, part 2. I think I'm questioning the two brothers. Or not. This is where we're at. Alright, let us resume resume proceedings. It's been, what, 5, 6 months, 7 months maybe since the last time I visited you guys? Can I get a history? Can I get a history check? Alright. So let me see what we had here. We were able to get... okay, so yeah, we were able to get 2 leading to guilty and 4 leading to not guilty. So we were going on with the jury cases, I see. Okay, you should hold on to this, Runo. You never know when it might come in useful. Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely, but alright. The stereoscope. Oh, we just got the stereoscope. Okay. You will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony. I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do. Oh, we left off on a to be continued. So, won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, and you won't stop probing them until you've proven that Gina is innocent. Yeah, recap just for everybody, in case you also forgotten what's going on. The antique shop owner, who's literally right by Sholmes' home, died in a locked room. Gina was in there holding a gun. Sholmes got shot when whoever did it was running out of the store. So Sholmes is still in the hospital, and right now we're interviewing, like I said, a Mario and Luigi ripoff character of possible suspects that could have been there. So that's where we're at. That's what I can familiarize myself with. I'm also just, again, reading through text again, so I can, again, familiarize myself about where the hell I left myself out. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury declared their inclinations to be the mighty scales of justice who... Okay, yep, summation examination. So we just finished the last summation examination. We got that evidence with us, and more than likely, maybe we're gonna have to call those two brothers back as witnesses. That's my guess was what might be coming up. Yeah, CB's got me. We're probably calling back the brothers because it's possibly did something when they weren't there. All right, so let us resume proceedings. Let me resume my voices. Funny enough, I remember the voices that I gave these characters, so that's at least a good thing. Witnesses, you will now retake the stand. I love these two, by the way. I love those two so much. They're so silly. I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination? Do let me know if the audio levels are good, guys. If something's a little too loud, or if I'm too soft, just give me an okay, if a thumbs up, thumbs down, or just kind of shout to me. Or scream in my ear. Yeah, Governor. I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Oh, blimey! This is going to be hard work. Fix that. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windy Banks. Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets. It just sound like Chario. God damn it, but back then we didn't even know. Oh no, we did. We did know that Chris Pratt was gonna be voicing Mario. I'm not ruining his character like that. No, not at all. Don't make me do that, Sadie. Don't you dare. Mr. Rianowski, it seems like it's been 6 months since the last trial. Do you think we can hurry this along just a little bit? You've been paused thinking for very, very long. Sorry, I've just been, lost in my thoughts, you know. However, that was a lie. You, brothers. Bros, even. Ah, blimey! On the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter. We never done nothing of that sort. Oh, you figured that out. Oh. I tell you, live Nash reaction. Best. You will now give formal testimony once again. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question. And this time, you will tell the truth. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. I tipped my wine. No, I smashed my wine glass in your general direction. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Alright, can I just say, this is also a really good react face, too. Ah! You see right down this gullet, you can. A thought worth pondering, perhaps. I'll say no more, God, we hear ya.
We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll peach, we'll squeal, we'll scream, we'll shout, we'll let it all out. We'll even say, "Ayo, let's go."
The illegal entry, the whole truth. Okay.
Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifling for nothing.
It was when we heard the gunshots, see? Made us both jump, and all that stuff went flying.
Loomy, it didn't not give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter'd come at the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back when we found it and scampered straight into him in the black.
We couldn't have shot that pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
Okay.
So you admit to the defense's accusation? You did indeed ransack Mr. Windybank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, governor, no.
It's weird doing a British Waluigi, I gotta say. And also a British Wario, in some ways.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah.
And before Zykes is gonna throw over his wine bottle at them.
Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
And the way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash. We don't. Can you make us sound a bit more cutthroat? I want it sound pretty edgy. No, it's like them teenagers are saying nowadays.
Edgy, he says. Huh. It could catch on. But it just can't be coincidence that these men showed up at Windybanks that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. Like Transformers, but they don't exist yet. Why is the freaking inspector still there, too? He didn't even say a peep! Unless it's gonna be like a react thing? Maybe. Well, time to press everything here.
Hold it!
Well, if that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place?
Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we?
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Literally, the inspectors here is just like, oh, I'm just seeing over the case, making sure these witnesses don't do anything particularly bad.
Well said, Ringo, me old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble.
And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble. Can I just say, guys, I totally have missed the fact about how good-looking Ryunosuke is. He's just a very handsome man. And I've missed him.
That's rotten luck!
Oh, you can bonk me all you want. Says the rotten apple eater. Witnesses. Explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing.
Right, that's right. More like we tidied the place up.
I don't believe you.
Sorry.
I really love his, like, very, very fat cheeks on Ringo.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is... the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much, you knocked all those things off the countertop? They kind of sound like cats. Human-sized cats. Like, why does his mouth need to be open like that? When he's talking right in his ear. It sounds like he's just shouting to Ringo. Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah! It's like he's just literally shouting into his ear. That poor man.
This bag of nerves needs to learn to keep his shirt on.
Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up at that bang.
Big brother is scared like a bloomin' baby and fell around the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
That got tangled in some marionette, or what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor.
You've really mastered her quietly, then. You ain't no thieves.
What a racket! The granny would have been scared back in their grave at a clatter like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
And then,
Ooh. Oh, hold on. He's got something to say.
and then some. I mean, it was quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam!
Yeah, you have something to say?
Excuse me.
You have something to say, Inspector? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add, or are you just going to continue stuffing your face with your fish and chips? Which look delicious, by the way.
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
No. Something to add about their testimony? Something like that? Not lumping yourself together with them. You seemed to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin just said. The green Skulkin. You know, I should differentiate them by colors. One is green, one is red. I should just call him Mr. Green Skulkin. Did it make you think of something?
It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it. Only... well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details.
Okay, then how about you just tell us what's on your mind? Huh, Inspector? Huh? What's in that little notebook of yours on your hat? Your bowler cap.
Well, as you know, we brought these fellows into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now.
Did we? Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot. Might have. does ring a bell now you mention it.
Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. I can't help feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, huh, fellows?
Well, if I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I can't pronounce very big words like that, apparently, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Harshest. Harshest. That's what it says.
Easy, easy!
We'll get it right this time, please!
That's it! Yep, it's all coming back to me now.
Flashback. I also swear, whenever he does his face, does his eyes kind of look like one's looking this way and the other's looking that way a little bit? Kind of like he's a little bug-eyed.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details you have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs.
No, right you are, Gov.
I heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." Interesting. Give me that gun. So in fact, I wonder if it was Gina. Maybe it was Gina who said that? So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously? Excuse me.
We did, Gov, we did.
Although, I suppose, if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all.
If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun! Bam!
Nice reenactment, fellas.
Kind of thing.
A career in acting tragically missed. Well, they can't go to being plumbers anymore, I guess. So, you know, they gotta go somewhere. And where were the voices coming from? Could you tell?
Of course we could. From the other side of the door behind the counter it was.
From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Windybank? True, it could have been Mr. Windybank as well. That's two possibilities. I'm gonna try this. Just have to look this way.
What's that? On me granny's life! Course it was!
You had to say that like it was behind your back or something, but okay. Oh, and he's doing it.
On his granny's life, course it was.
Ringo real, right? I just don't have a hat. So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windybank and the sound of his voice?
So that would mean... what?
The what, Nash, what? And any ideas? Yes, Counsel, indeed it would.
Y'all are really struggling at this point. I am surprised you are still going on with this act.
Hey, nay. Whip, nay. We didn't know the geese, eh?
How am I supposed to deny when that bloke and all the fancy gobblers is giving us the evil eye?
He'll give you 2 evil eyes, too. 2 evil eyes that can pierce straight into your soul. If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. Those are the steel-cold blue eyes of a killer, if I do say so myself.
I'll be Granny's life it is!
On his granny's life, it must be.
No, it's a good shot that his granny's dead. Jesus, Ryunosuke! Just like, wow, it's a good thing that his granny's dead and he doesn't have to roll over alive in this. Christ! Oh my god. I hope that Sumato heard that. I really do. To summarize, then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, you then hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the shop floor.
You make it sound like we're clumsy.
'Cause you are, dumbasses!
Don't forget we tidied up after like good little boys. With mustaches. Anyway, the way I see it.
Okay, bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Hold it!
Excuse me again. You're saying that Mr. Windybank had a gun in his hands?
Oh yeah, bet that was a sight, eh? Them 2 waving them guns at each other. Must have got pretty heated.
Oh, 2 guns. 2 guns? Well, wait, there was only 1 gun found at the scene. No, there was 2. Never mind. Okay, so we do have both of them. Okay. Me not even knowing what kind of evidence I have.
I mean, just before he shouted out, we heard the geezer say, if you don't want to get shot.
Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Windybank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. I do miss voicing Windybank, though. I think a lot, like, out of all the characters that I voiced so far in Great Ace Attorney, I think Mr. Windybanks is probably one of my most favorites. And most, like, to me at least, it was a really good voice that fit him. That's someone being himself, of course.
Good grief! Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was gonna shoot to beat into it cooked his goose proper.
Then he wished he'd squeeze the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun!"
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot. Again, excuse me. Ooh. I am so sorry that I am burpy tonight, guys. It's that karaage chicken and ramen.
It was more or less at the same time, Gov.
Give me that gun!
Damn! Kind of thing.
Yeah, a career in acting very tragically missed. Oh my god, I forgot they had a silly freaking handshake and I love it.
And then we heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet.
After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up.
Come out the door and get us next. It scampered straight into them in black. Okay.
Hold it!
Alright, let's try and figure this out then. So, you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
Not on your life.
It went deadly quiet after that, it did. Put the wind right up me. But anyway, the door was locked, weren't it? No way that was opening.
Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Gob, it was! From the inside!
Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we?
Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Like through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps? Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights. We had to cut and run before we noticed anything like that. They're so silly and stupid, guys. They really, really are. But I really like them and enjoyed them as characters.
We're still cutting our teeth in this game, see? But one day.
We'll really cut the mustard. Sure. Please, cut it out. And take this. He's like, please stop fooling around. Take this seriously. Come on, guys. You're older than me. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Unfortunately about that. Gina was in there, unconscious, with the gun in her hand. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom?
Oh, that's right, Gov, that's right!
I couldn't have it even if we wanted to.
So they didn't step inside the back room there. Okay.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun. At Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, yeah. We was a bit, hasty there.
Yeah, we was, Nash. We was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you lot turned up.
If you're thinking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Oh, yeah, the good advice, miss. Good advice. Yes.
Truth be told, me mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Mental note, mate, miss.
After that, we liked it down the street, but, apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers or something. So they clapped the derbies on us like winking.
And after you've been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well... yeah, pretty much. Pretty much what he said.
But listen, that proves it, done it, eh?
Uh-huh.
Hold it!
Sure. And why would we believe that?
What? Well, of course it's true, isn't it?
The place was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun into his head.
Oh.
In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Windybank. Correct?
I mean, they're doing their funky little handshake, so apparently, yeah, you're right. You've got it, mister!
Down to a T.
Indeed. So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Windybank? Is that really true? I wonder. That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony?
What is it, Runo? You look very fierce. It's kind of nice, actually. I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired.
Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Plus, I don't know where you'd be able to brew tea in a courtroom here, but okay. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. Excuse me. Something important. It is nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof to support it.
Well, feelings can be very logical at times.
Sorry?
People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you describe. You've concluded that there's something suspicious about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts.
Iris. Thank you. No problem, CB. Have yourself a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Alright, so, yeah, I knocked a few things over. They weren't rifling. You heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun." The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so you should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Lumi, it didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter'd come out the door and get us next. Alright, now this is gonna be the fun part. Let me look at what we got here. We have a lot of evidence. We did just get the stereoscope, a fold-up device that allows anybody to enjoy seeing things in 3 dimensions simply by looking through the eyepiece. Okay, let me examine this. Maybe it is possible we could get something on here.
You have the poppy 2 prints in here to start with, you see?
And then when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions.
The important thing to get right is the position of the 2 prints.
I don't know who came up with the idea of a stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. Okay, we got nothing. Okay, we got nothing there. Post photo photograph, automatically with a red-handed recorder showing the scene after the murder, and this was showing the scene a short time before the murder. Let me examine this. Okay, so that was at 1 a.m. And this was 1:30. Both of them were gone. We stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight into him in the black. Let's see. So yeah, this is where our two people were. And they said they didn't even go in here. Shows a single bullet. That's the autopsy. That's the morning paper. Our story, blood samples. Let me see the blood samples again. Green, which we don't know yet what it is. And then we have Thrice Fried Mason and Mr. Windybank that's blue. I am, Jamal, I am. Just getting back to it after months and months of a break from this. Okay. Let me back out a sec. We stuck everything where we found it and scampered straight into him in the black. The shooter come out the door and get us next. Bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Give me the gun. We heard a voice yelling out. Give me that gun. Owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Lumia didn't have to give a fright. We was thinking the shooter come out the door. Come out the door and get us next. Right? We're gonna start Great Ace Attorney 2 in 6 months. Knowing me, it is possible that's probably going to happen. It is entirely possible. Okay, so... Give me the gun. That kind of okay, let me didn't have to give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter would come out of the door and get us next. There were signs that a single round was fired. And Gina was holding this one. We stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight into him in the black. Pawnbroker, see, we never had a chance, did we? I have 5 strikes. I'm just trying to figure out where exactly this would fit. This is what happens again. Once I get out of a game for like a whole 6 months, I can't remember shit. The bloke who owned the place was holding a gun. Should've just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Give me that gun. And it probably was... Do I care for a theory of mine? Go right ahead there, Tim. We love hearing theories here. Okay. We stuck everything back where we found it in Scamper Street. One of their eyes, the words that you can tell, and all the brain. Really never actually encountered respect. Is that truly... See, that makes me feel like that it might be this. Who was this guy saying that he had a gun compared to who had it in the photo? Well, see, here's the thing. The revolver here supposedly belonged to Mr. Windybank. And they're saying that he had his revolver in his hands while Gina had this one in hers. And I know here, she's holding hers, and his is out of sight. And you compare it to this photo, and there's nobody there. Because they're probably back in the storeroom at that point. Also, the door is closed. Okay, the door is closed. This one really does have me stumped. I don't feel like it's anything to do with, like, tickets or anything with the papers. None of this stuff here I don't think might fit. Maybe the blood samples? Because again, with the blood samples, There's a third blood sample we haven't identified yet. Now, it could be... and see, that's the single bullet that was fired. That's the bullet that's embedded in the calendar. Oh, the question I'm having here, Em, is, which statement is the one that's false and what's the evidence? Basically, me trying to find out where the lie is. And trying to have evidence to back it up. I didn't have Frey. We was thinking the shooter come out the door and get us next. Stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight to the black. Place was holding a gun, so he should just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Have to give a fright. He was thinking. I think Lumi is a British term. It's not necessarily a name, but I think it's a British term of sorts. Come out the door and get us next. Back where we found it. Couldn't have shut the pawnbroker. We never had a chance. The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so we should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. So he's basically stating that the pawnbroker had his gun. Wait, yeah, no, wait, he's saying here that the pawnbroker had his gun with him. So he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. Okay, alright, maybe? I'm gonna save real quick. I'm gonna save real quick here. I'm gonna try something maybe with this statement. Because if he's saying the place was holding a gun, so he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl. But we have this picture, and he doesn't even have the gun in his hand. Oh, I always. Okay, let me see. Objection. Oh, I got it! First try, I got it! Yes! I did it! Let's go. That is a huge win. That is a huge win. You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You've got the picture.
I do. I do have the picture, Nash. Indeed, I can pull out the picture for you right now.
Yes, Nash. Yes. No question.
And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
Oh, what do you have to say? Huh? You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more?
Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish the photographic print presented was taken at a suitable short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, counsel.
Yeah, that's right.
Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh?
Hardly likely. Did I get it wrong then?
No, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence.
Damn! I thought I had... The music faded out! I thought I had it. I thought I had it, but apparently I didn't. Okay, so if it's not the photograph, that's true, I didn't get a strike, which is interesting to note. Wait a sec. Oh, I didn't open it! Oh, I didn't open it! No, thanks for the tip there, Tim. Oh, look at that! It's totally changed shape! Just from one little button. Wait a second. Wait, it actually might be the picture then. I just need to get more evidence on the picture.
Well, that is what the bottom's for, Runo. You're just like Hurley. You boys love pressing buttons, don't you? Especially if you don't know what they do.
Us boys? So is a 10-year-old girl.
Anyway, now you can see that it really is a stereoscope, can't you?
Okay, so what happens if...
You had to pop your 2 prints in here to start with, you see?
And then, when you look through the eyepieces, you can see the image in 3 dimensions.
The important thing to get right is the position of the 2 prints.
I don't know who came up with the idea of a stereoscope, but it's really quite fascinating. Alright, so what if... Okay. I need to get these 2. I need to get these 2 in here. Okay, so let me open it up again. Unless I need to get the... Okay, hold on. Alright, let me see. Yeah, I need to get... Okay, alright. Came up with that. Alright, let me go back a sec. Or do I... Hold on. Do I present this? And then we look at it together? Let me try this one more time. I don't know if I could be missing something here. Maybe I do need to use the stereoscope as presented evidence. Because you're supposed to look between these 2. It's not giving me anything. I turn it around, I turn it here. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna try, alright, I'm gonna see if presenting this is gonna do something. Let me be safe and save! Because I just love saving. Okay. Alright, let's try and present the stereoscope then.
Objection!
Okay. Alright, so maybe it isn't the stereoscope. It's gotta be something else then. It's not the photograph. shooter was took everything back where we found it. Scamper. It definitely has to deal with that photo. Because I swear. I know, right? I swear, every time. It's... Oh my god. If it's... Photograph of Gina, this is the post-shooting. Maybe it's the other photo? Everyone, please do point and laugh. Come out the door next. I'm gonna try this one.
Objection!
No, okay, it's not that one. It's definitely the 1 a.m. photo. It definitely is the 1 a.m. photo. But there's something on it. There's something on that we haven't pointed out yet. I'm gonna load up this save again. I'm gonna load up this save again so I have all my lives. It's definitely that photo. But we just gotta figure out a way to get it into the stereoscope. We gotta figure out a way to get into the stereoscope and actually freaking look at it. Because you're supposed to look at it through the eye lenses. You have to look at the pictures through the eye lenses. Maybe? Let's look at it. Let me look at it again. Okay, so it's not here. We've already talked about it. You have to pop your 2 prints in here to start with, you see. And then you want to use the eyepieces so you can see the image. I think we might have to pop it open. Let me see. So we already got that. There's not a lot more stuff that we can look up on here. And then you pop it open. It's like, where do you put the pictures then? Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing. It doesn't give you the check marks. Okay, yeah, I already examined that. There has gotta be some way we can examine that picture. There has to be some way. Because this and this are correlated. I know that for a fact. I know that for a fact. Honestly, I think I might just look it up. I'm really, really trying to figure it out. I just can't get it. I just can't get it. I can't figure out how to freaking get it into the stereos. I just want to look at it in 3 dimensions, man. Why can't I see a murder in 3 dimensions? If you would like to provide a hint, go right ahead. I'll take hints. I will definitely take hints. Let's see. The answer's more simple. The case is more simple, you say. Oh, the evidence. Knowing me, I probably am overthinking it. I probably am definitely overthinking it. See, this is what my brain does. This is definitely what my brain does. Look what owned the place was holding a gun, so he just fired instead of yelling at the girl. The crime scene? The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so... Is it the other... Is it the other photograph? The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so he should just fire instead of yelling at the girl. He was shot? I mean, he was shot. Okay, maybe this might work. Maybe this might work.
Objection.
Oh. So it was the crime. Was the crime scene photo? So you're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windybank, was wielding a gun. Is that correct? Okay, but I was on the right line of the photos, though. I'm proud about that.
That's it, Gab. You've got the picture.
Yes, Nash, yes. No question.
And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windybank was not holding a firearm of any description. It always happens that way, though. I get the right line of thinking a lot of times, but it's always the wrong piece of evidence. I get what line needs to be stated, but I cannot picture the evidence with it. It happens every time.
And you what?
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection.
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windybank's gun was found at the scene.
Yeah, in Gina's hand.
Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
I forgot that freaking Ringo was standing on a freaking box. Because he's just that short.
Yeah, and that moral tool used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun!
Bam! That kind of thing.
Hold it.
Stay exactly where you are. Right there. Don't move. Not at all. Glue your feet. If the crime had taken place, as you've so colorfully described in your testimony, it would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness! Are you sure, Counsel? Ugh!
You intrigue me, my learned friend. But let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments?
More thinking I have to do. More thinking I have to do. Okay, so I have to prove the fact that, where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? I guess it is that photo, but it incriminates Gina. Okay, so I just presented the crime scene photo. Where's the proof that demonstrates? What was it again? There'd be no question victims are always used to the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windermake's gun was found at the scene. Although it was identified as a murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand. Was not holding a firearm. Where's proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? I mean, I guess it is. I guess it is this time.
Take that!
It incriminates Gina. That's the only thing. Unless it's the second picture. I believe this is all the proof you need.
Objection!
Yeah, it incriminates Gina. So let's see. Yeah, so give me that gun. Bam. Kind of thing. You could be sulky if you... Love that for them. Love that for them. Thanks for that. And Skulky's kabuki theater trope. No, it would never take off. Love that for them. Okay. So, it's not that. Where's the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? Saying that he had a gun. Again, I'm gonna save this shit. Wait, let me look at the autopsy report. Upper half of victim's back, no other visible signs of trauma, instant death from a post. Is it the autopsy? Maybe it's the autopsy report? Yeah! It could be. It could be. According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed! With the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim, there it is, that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. And that's what does it. Ah. So, as I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Really? The crime scene photo would have worked twice? Wow. Two pieces could have worked, okay. That's good to note, though.
But it's the God's honest truth.
It is, Nash, it is! When he was shot that night!
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windybank holding a gun?
Somebody like that might have slipped out.
Uh-huh. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw, with their own eyes, the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Y'all are about to be done for.
Collapse.
Order! 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 Buddha? Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, it weren't supposed to,
This man is just like, I've had enough of these two. Can you please get them out of my courtroom and shoo them onto the streets? It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. Now he's going to reap your souls. I made it quite clear that false witness would be the death of you. Damn, I can't believe Zyke's about to kill off the Mario and Luigi brothers from the Super Mario and Luigi Brothers show.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
Ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we.
Cut it out, Nash! Cut it out! If we blab now, you know what it'll do to us!
Who's he? He? Who are they talking about? Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
Come on, the game's up.
But they'll have our guts regardless!
Yo, who wants to bet that the he they're talking about is freaking McGilded? Or somebody who's related to McGilded. In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim.
McGilded is dead. But apparently, from what we've learned, he pretty much threatened Gina not to say stuff. And we pretty much let a guilty man go innocent. And that's still marked on my soul. But I bet you there's something else that's going on. I don't know if McGilded has partners or whatnot. But who freaking knows?
I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well...
Do we have to?
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Oh boy, what's this is gonna be like? Yeah, he ain't playing around. He's about to reap these guys' souls.
Alright, so we just got inside the garden. Heat a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we'd had it.
For an old geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
Excuse me.
I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it for the door into the back room.
We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all would have happened, I swear.
So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
And, well, yeah, sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, governor, this time.
This time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide. Very well. Counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. I'm gritting my teeth. Oh boy. So I'm already having, like, suspicions about one of the things they said about him pulling a gun. Because there was 2 guns found at the scene. So I'm curious to see what this is gonna be like. When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windybank?
Who else? Sorry, I mean, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. But we never thought no one was gonna come out of the black room like that.
The back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom?
Yeah, that must be where he popped them from. Only place he could have been.
So it would seem the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well.
But that doesn't make sense, does it? If Gina had threatened Mr. Windybank into the storeroom with her at gunpoint, then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at that time?
What? That Multooler? Couldn't tell you.
No way, Cobber. We had bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought we had it.
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Windybank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim Mr. Windybank wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey Loomy, a great ugly barrel he had to put it straight at me frontispiece.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Windybank with the gun at that time, is that right?
This Gov, it is spot on.
And then all of a sudden he came at us. He did.
It was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Well, like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean...
You chucked me over the counter.
Hold it!
Wonder what this could be. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous statement, too.
Well, yeah, of course we did.
He knocked me over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull, whatnot.
They got tangled in some marionette, and what knocked over the picture frame, what knocked them scales on the floor.
So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off the counter?
Well, Big Brad here went flying over the counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. And the old geezer had pinned him.
No, yeah, he did, Nash, yeah, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. Wait, that's right. When the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windy Bank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
And he liked it for that into the back room. Okay. Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windybank?
No. Oh, never. I was just, you know. Looking out for me, bruv, weren't I? He was being flattened, don't forget.
By a man whose shop was being burglared. Yes, of course. And then, the man fled into the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. Isn't that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true.
I wonder why Mr. Windybank ran away into the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun.
Ah. Yeah, that's right. Ginny allegedly used Mr. Windybank's gun to threaten him and force him to open the storeroom door. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Windybank's hands again?
I have no idea. But that is strange, isn't it?
This little inconsistency can be significant. I should make a mental note of it.
Look, the point is, me and my bruv here.
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my brother here.
So it might be to do something with that last statement. I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through the door into the back room. Let me see now. Can I do anything with the stereoscope? Let me see if I can do anything with this now. Maybe I can? Who knows? Because again, I feel like it has something to do with the pictures. I can't tell. Maybe not yet. I swear there's gotta be something that's presented with the pictures. He legged it back up, but this was when But that was when... Okay, yeah. He shoved me away, then ran through the door and shut himself in. The man fled to the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him. You pulled a gun on him. Let me look at something while I'm here. No, it's not that. A story manuscript, today's paper. Look at the autopsy report again. Okay, single bullet, instant death from a post. A bullet wound to the heart will enter the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. There are signs that a single round was fired. I pulled my gun on him and then he legged it through the door into the back room. And you know, I also think this is gonna come around again. Because again, we still haven't identified who this blood belongs to. So something happened in the storefront that someone was shot. Someone was shot by a round. Alright, let me press this last statement first and foremost. Let's press this last statement.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it?
Nothing at all.
Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Locked it was, from the inside.
We know it was, because we tried opening it.
But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. The sole person who could possibly have shot the victim, the accused Miss Gina Lestrade.
Ah!
It would indeed appear so. What say you to that, Counsel?
I don't know. Was there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly have shot Mr. Windybank? I mean, there may have been? Because wasn't... Because Sholmes was in there. Because Sholmes was definitely in there. So there could have been. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
What?
What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you'd encountered the victim face to face that night. The course of this trial changed completely.
It did.
What is your point, my learned friend? Oh, the question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windybank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. I'm telling you guys, we're gonna find out the bottom. We'll get to the bottom of who that third blood sample is from. We have got to find that out. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storefront, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So, pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Yank! Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
Two, my lord? Oh, twice as many chances to be right, baby.
Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Understood, my lord.
Are you alright, Mumi?
I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. I'm about to poop my pants. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it would change Gina's prospects hugely. Okay, is this where the stereoscope comes into play? Maybe? Maybe. So now, time for some clarity. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. Oh, God. It was on. Okay. See, and the thing we have to remember here, he was shot from behind. And from what I remember on the autopsy report, is that the bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. So this thing wasn't coming in straight. Which means it possibly could not have been somewhere here. It had to be an angle. Which means I think it came from here. I think it came from around here. The defense believes that the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. Or possibly, because that's blocking the way. And in answer to the second question, assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Assuming the culprit fired from the location, where was the victim at the time? The victim had to be in the storeroom. Because again, it was on a gently reclining trajectory, so it had to be in here.
Take that!
I think that makes sense.
The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windybank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. And see where the location is, too. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death. Which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired?
So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom?
Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, in which I again am going to try and represent their voices. I pulled me gun on him and then he legged it for that door into the back room. If Mr. Windybank ran away through the door, we have to assume that the door was open at the time. Ah! It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. God damn, we're getting their asses now. We're getting their asses now.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? I'm going to imitate his voice like this. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. I'm so mean. And brooding. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. I'm so mean. Poor man. Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety.
Oh, of course. He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even if the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered the body on an upward trajectory.
So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Windybank.
Objection!
Ah! I am playing again, Clobbered. I am. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled the room. I object to you, little child, who is impersonating my voice. Also, it's a really bad impersonation of my voice. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? But... What if someone else locked the door? What if Gina locked the door? Yes, there is someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so?
Ah! Very well then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. In the scenario just described, the defense's assertion is that the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the door? The storeroom door from the inside.
Gina! Why, of course it's Gina! She was the only other person in there! Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
I'll object to your objection!
That's absurd. He's like, "Ugh."
How dare you contradict me?
You're suggesting that the accuser deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck.
I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel?
Yes! That's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Yeah!
Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course, Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Let's listen to this 10-year-old talk of these adults. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars had just fired a gun in their direction, hadn't they?
This is true. Oh, yes! Obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windybank were in the storeroom together. What's up, John? Nice to see you here, bud. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windybank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bro.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. When bang! The gun went off. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windybank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. So then obviously, when something like that happens, and your mind is going a mile a minute, it makes obvious sense here that Gina would pick up his gun and aim it outside to defend herself. And what we had to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment? What any logical, very stressed out, very scared teenager would do.
I see where you're going with this.
Ugh. Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windybank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life! Duh!
Hold it!
Hold it, I'm not done!
But I ain't. I mean, we ain't the ones who done it.
Oh, we ain't, Gov. We ain't. You've got to believe us. I mean, come on. We never shoot no one.
Objection!
I'm going to stop you right there, even though I just said hold it. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Scholes. Whoa! There is only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skokin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murder. Bum bum bum! Mic drop. Ow! Yes, where does that leave all of you guys? 3 brothers! They're still counting the inspector as a brother. That's great.
That was amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know! First time ever! And probably the last, because then who knows how Van Zykes is gonna ruin this for us. Oh. Iris, hi, Iris, sweetie, love of my life, my little daughter, we do not need to bring the gun out here. We don't need it. Not yet, at least. No celebratory confetti just yet.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict if not.
See? I freaking knew it. This man is just gonna stomp on our hopes and dreams at every possible turn. It's Dracula-esque mother fricker. Oh, an admirable effort, my learned friend. Okay, what kind of bullshit is he gonna pull on me now? He's laughing? Of all things, he's laughing.
You find the situation amusing, Van Zykes? I find myself finding the defense's argument most persuasive.
Let me just pour my 50th glass of wine while we're at it. I dare say. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern... Wow! Way to go there, Van Zykes. Good God. But such a blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. I swear, this man has, like, a freaking dictionary or a thesaurus on him, and he just pulls it out of his pocket whenever he wants to talk big and fancy to us. And to say, let me find a synonym, a very big word synonym, to malicious, so that I can trounce this learned friend here, and show them how much more prideful I am. And smarter, of course. Oh. I'm sorry, what does pettifoggery mean? What does that even mean? Hold on, I kind of want to look this up now. What in the hell does pettifoggery mean? Or pettifoggery. That's probably what it is. Pettifogger. An inferior legal practitioner, especially one who deals with petty cases or employs dubious practices. You know, you could have called him a freaking cheater or trickster or liar. You could have called him a liar of all things, Van Sykes, but no, you wanted to practice your big fancy vocabulary because you're a smart college person. Or something to that effect. The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly, credibly, cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. Fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing?
I say, Lord Van Sykes, might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, hmm?
Oh yeah, you talk in military talk. Yes, the fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand.
Ugh! I throw my glass at you!
Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets.
By George, count bullets!
Oh dear, womp womp. He noticed then.
Huh? Oh, what's everyone talking about? Council! Yeah, that's me. I'm the council, yes. Tell the court, how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime?
2 bullets.
Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings.
We still haven't figured out whose blood sample this is.
The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Which, ouch! Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are 2 firearms involved in the incident. Same here, Neb. He's got the Dracula-esque air to him. And also, to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just like a freaking vampire of some sort. It really, really wouldn't. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Windybank. And the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet from each.
Now then, my learned friend. Why does he keep calling me that? You yourself told the court only moments ago that these two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did.
Oh my goodness, I think you'll find
That if the single bullet that was fired from the brothers didn't hit Mr. Sholmes, it means...
Windy Bank not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes! This Nipponi street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny.
Oh boy, oh boy. Goodbye, 50th bottle. I don't need you and your succulent juices anymore.
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery.
I mean, come on, the poor freaking lifeless, faceless, witness, jury behind you just got drenched in all your freaking wine. I bet he's having a time, though, with that wine. Lord Van Zykes, if you keep doing that, I'm going to have to ask you to pay for your property damages.
Sorry, my lord. But this court needs to open its eyes.
I swear to God, open its eyes. All of a sudden, you just see Van Zykes open his eyes and his eyeball and his pupils turn from blue to red. I can finally point out that, hey, you're actually the undead Van Zykes. Maybe you are really a vampire.
The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile.
I mean, she's 17, she's still... I mean, at least considered in today's standards, she's still a minor.
No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct.
Oh no.
The truth is, the accused had broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with a murder weapon.
Oh, God.
And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence. The You took that. You have that disc now. God. That disc.
Inspector took it to freaking prosecutor. I'll be taking that whatever it is in McGilded's down to the yard. Thank you very much.
No! Don't give it to him! It's mine, that is, mine!
I'm sorry, miss. But anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now.
God damn it. Yes, that music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Windybank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence.
Good gracious!
Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. She's not a child anymore, she's a criminal.
There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact as it's a peril. God freaking damn it.
I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, Counselor. As a grim testament—
Oh, that was Gregson who said hold it. Hello?
But Lord Van Sykes,
Inspector Gregson. What? Yes, Inspector?
Well, we had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that that disc would be used as evidence.
Okay, why am I thinking now that Van Sykes might be becoming a little more suspicious? We agreed. It was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence, and yet he is presenting it now. Huh! Yeah! How did Van Sykes get it is a really good question we have here, Neb. To be honest, John, I kind of see a little bit of Luigi in him as well. Not gonna lie. It's the nose that does it. Wait, what's this all about? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Sykes at all. I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Oh, are you saying here that Van Sykes is going against the government? Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present to my case. Oh, guys, he's going above the law now. It's getting to his head. It's getting to his head. Your warning is noted. Thank you. Oh, shit, what's happening?
As I was saying,
The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
indeed, bailiff.
On the reverse side is a note that reads, For McGilded. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and a basis of character. Okay, can I look at that disc really quick? For McGilded. Okay, I'll take a look at it later. I'll take the rest of it later. There is nothing more to add. Freaking presentations, man. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. Now, if you excuse me, I got to go take a small nap in my coffin just behind my desk. Oh, he even has his foot, like, all fancy. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once. For all of 5 minutes.
Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Runo.
My lord!
I wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. Been stumbling about it in a bit of a fog up to now, truth be told. But all of a sudden, the answer's bally obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no!
Very well. The courts will hear from the jury. This ain't gonna be good. Ladies and gentlemen, you will present your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Here we
Guilty.
go. Here we go.
Guilty.
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 Yeah, there it is. There it is. All 6 of them. Delicious. Nice. We have a consensus among the jury, it seems.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line! I wrote that! For Hurley! How dare you use it against us!
Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. There must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. That's beyond any doubt.
Ha! Very well. We'll proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garrett squatted as primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty.
The judicial findings, another summation examination. And unfortunately, chat, that is probably where I will be stopping for the night. Because my voice is already starting to go, and I need to take a little bit of care of it. Also, again, I streamed a little bit late, and I wanted to get in some good streaming time. I wanted to get in some more of this game, and I promise you, this game will continue. It will. So, I thank everybody for joining me for this stream tonight. I thank you for all the support, for all of you guys. Those of you who have lurked about, who have chatted along. Thank you all for coming out tonight and having a good time with me. And like I said, again, I'm picking this game back up because I definitely, and I mean definitely, want to finish this before the end of January comes around. Because that's when I'm going to be picking up a game that's going to take me, and I know this, another game that's going to take me a long while to play, which is going to be Persona 3. So, this is going to be on the docket again of streams, along with Pokemon. Stream schedule will be updated hopefully tomorrow or Monday. I should have some more time next week to actually stream a little bit more, which I'm very, very excited for. And like I said, it's definitely going to be between this game and Pokemon. Hello! Before I sign off, I'll have the little girl here say goodbye to you all as well. Say goodbye to chat, little girl, okay? She's been very good today. She was watching me put up a lot of the Christmas decorations, and she's been a very good girl. Haven't you, baby? Yeah, haven't you? You're a good little girl. Oh, you're not being wiggly, which I appreciate. Alright, before we sign off, let me see if we can find somebody to go and raid. I can't tell if she's purring right now. She's not mumbling. Let's see here. Who is streaming right now that I can go and give some love to? Oh, you know what? Let's go and raid Okie Deer. They're streaming some Dark Souls right now, actually. Alright, let's go and raid my good friend Okie Deer. So, again, everybody, thank you all for coming out to the stream. Thank you for the support in any way, shape, or form possible. Katara here also thanks you. Oh, there she goes. She also thanks you for coming out to the stream. And before I sign off, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. have a good time out there. Make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you keep masking up. And let's go give Oki some good old-fashioned love from me. Bye, everybody!